You know that feeling, right? It's not about danger, not really. It's something else. It's that immediate, almost electric scan of the emotional atmosphere, a feeling that you have to read the entire room before a single word is even said.
So that feeling, that's what we're going to dive into today. This deep-seated habit of constantly managing the room's energy. It's a behavior so many of us recognize in ourselves, but we almost never stop to ask, wait, where did this come from? And what is it really costing me?
All right, so let's get really specific here. What does being this emotional weather vane actually feel like in the moment? It's not one big thing. It's a lightning-fast series of observations that happen almost before you even realize you're doing it. You walk into a room, could be a meeting, could be a family dinner, and your internal radar is just on. Instantly, you pick up on these tiny, nonverbal cues. That little bit of tension in someone's jaw, yeah, you see it. It's the first signal. And it's not just what you see, right? It's what you hear. Someone laughs, but it doesn't quite reach their eyes. It's just a little too loud, a little too forced. And your internal alarm bells start to ring, just softly. And then there's the stuff you can't even see or hear. It's the vibe. That heavy, loaded silence between two people that says way more than words ever could. And almost instantly you feel this pull, this responsibility to jump in and fix it. Okay, but here's where we gotta hit pause and reframe this whole thing. This isn't just about being a nice person or being good with people. No, it's something way deeper. It's actually a really complex strategy your mind came up with for a very, very good reason. There's a psychological term for this, It's called hyper-responsibility. And it's basically this deep-down belief that if someone else is uncomfortable, it is somehow on you to manage their feelings and make the environment stable again. Someone sighs, you feel like you should apologize. There's a moment of silence, you rush in to fill it. And this creates such a huge disconnect, doesn't it? On the outside, everyone sees you as the rock, the peacemaker, the strong friend. But on the inside, it feels like this heavy, invisible job, a constant pressure, telling you that if things get tense, it is 100% your responsibility to fix it.
So let's be really, really clear about something. This is not a character flaw. It's an incredibly sophisticated survival strategy that you learned. It was built to protect you, probably a long time ago, in places where your safety, your emotional safety, depended on your ability to predict and smooth over the moods of other people. So, where in the world does a strategy like this even start? Well, it almost never begins in adulthood. To really get it, we have to go back. We have to look at the quiet moments of childhood, where this skill was first hammered into shape. A lot of the time, this whole thing comes from growing up in an emotionally unpredictable home. You had to become an expert at reading the signs. Noticing a parent's mood from across the house before they even said a word, that became second nature. It was how you prepared yourself. And why did you have to learn this? Because on some deep intuitive level, your young nervous system figured out a crucial piece of information. No one else was going to step in. No one was going to be the emotional buffer for you. You had to become your own protector. And as a kid trying to make sense of a world that feels kinda chaotic, you create simple rules. And the rule becomes, if there's tension, it must be because of me. And hey, if it's my fault, maybe I can fix it. Maybe if I'm quieter or funnier or more helpful, things will calm down. You learn that being low maintenance was the key to keeping the peace. So fast forward to today. How does this childhood strategy actually play out in your adult life? Well, carrying that weight forward has a really significant cost. It leads to this quiet, profound exhaustion that can be so hard to even name. This is what I call the strong friend paradox. People see you as so stable and capable that they kind of stop checking in. You become the go-to person for everyone else's problems, yet you can feel deeply, deeply lonely. Because you're not connecting as your real self, you're connecting through a role, the role of the helper. And you can just imagine the toll this takes on your body, on your nervous system. Your default setting isn't rest. It's this state of constant low-level vigilance. You're always braced for the next emotional tremor you might have to manage. You're never, ever truly off duty. Let's geek out for just a second on what's happening in your brain here. When you sense that social tension, a part of your brain lights up, the same part that processes physical pain. That's right, your brain literally interprets emotional friction as a physical threat. And in response, your whole body braces for an impact that, as an adult, probably isn't coming. But your childhood software is still running the show. Okay, so after understanding the what, the why, and the cost, where do we go from here? Well, here's the really good news. Because this is a learned strategy, it can be unlearned. The path forward is all about learning how to finally, truly
exhale. The biggest shift isn't something you do, it's something you believe. It's about slowly starting to internalize that you have a right to just be in a room. You don't have to perform emotional labor to earn your spot. Your presence, just as you are, is enough.
So, what are the first baby steps? It starts so small. The next time you feel that powerful urge to fill a silence or crack a joke to ease tension, just pause, just for a second. Let the discomfort hang in the air for a moment. Remind yourself, this is not mine to fix, and trust that the other adults in the room can handle their own feelings.
Now, I get it. This can feel terrifying. It might mean some of your relationships shift or even fall away. But when you stop performing for everyone else's comfort, you finally create the space for real, genuine connection. Your circle might get smaller, sure, but the relationships that are left will be with people who see and value the real you, not just the role you used to play. So I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. The version of you that learned to manage every room, that person was a brilliant survivor, an absolute genius. But that survival mode might not be necessary anymore. So what if, right here, right now, you're finally safe enough to just let go and exhale?